You don't need to arrive anywhere to be at peace. Calm begins when you stop resisting ordinary moments. You are allowed to take life one breath at a time. Nothing important is asking you to rush tonight. Peace grows when the mind loosens its grip. You are not failing, you are listening. The soul rests when it is no longer compared. Let the moment be exactly as it is. You don't need permission to slow your life. Calm is the courage to stop pushing. You are allowed to be human without explanation. Healing begins when urgency leaves the room. The present moment carries enough meaning. You don't have to solve yourself to belong. Peace comes when effort softens into trust. Nothing essential is missing right now. You are allowed to rest before certainty arrives. Calm is strength that learned to wait. The body exhales when the mind stops arguing. Let tonight be light. You don't need to fix what is simply tired. Peace is the space between two thoughts. You are allowed to arrive slowly. Calm deepens when you stop performing. Healing prefers patience to intensity. You don't need to carry yesterday forward. The soul breathes better in quiet rooms. Let go of being ahead or behind. Peace lives where acceptance settles. You are allowed to feel enough as you are. Calm teaches the nervous system safety. You don't need to justify resting. Healing is consistency without pressure. The present moment asks very little. You are allowed to set the weight down. Peace arrives when you stop negotiating with fear. Calm is permission repeated gently. You don't need to hurry toward meaning. Healing unfolds when judgment dissolves. Nothing important is leaving you. You are allowed to exist without proving anything. Calm restores perspective naturally. The soul prefers truth over speed. You don't need to complete the day perfectly. Peace is not earned, it is allowed. You are allowed to pause fully. Calm settles when expectations loosen. Healing grows in honest stillness. You don't need to rehearse tomorrow. Let the body remember ease. Peace becomes familiar with repetition. You are allowed to stop holding your breath. Calm is alignment without force. You don't need noise to feel alive. Healing arrives quietly, without announcement. The heart rests when pressure leaves. You are allowed to move gently through life. Peace grows when comparison fades. Calm is clarity without urgency. Nothing essential requires rushing. You are allowed to feel tired and whole. Calm deepens when self-judgment softens. Healing does not demand struggle. The present moment holds enough. You don't need to explain your pace. Peace is the absence of resistance. You are allowed to stop fixing yourself. Calm becomes home with practice. Healing is attention without pressure. Let this moment hold you. You don't need to think your way into peace. Calm protects future energy. You are allowed to rest before clarity arrives. Healing happens when safety feels normal. Peace grows where effort relaxes. You don't need to chase calm. Stillness is an answer, not a void. You are allowed to soften without apology. Calm arrives when you stop pushing. Nothing is required of you right now. You are allowed to choose ease as wisdom. Calm teaches patience to the body. Healing unfolds at its own pace. You don't need urgency to matter. Peace lives in small permissions. You are allowed to be unfinished. Calm is trust without words. Healing prefers kindness to discipline. You don't need to carry every thought. Let the night be quiet. Peace arrives when effort rests. You are allowed to slow expectations. Calm restores balance gently. Healing is presence, not performance. You don't need to rush understanding. Peace feels lighter than control. You are allowed to stop measuring yourself. Calm is self-respect made visible. Healing grows in gentle rhythms. Nothing important depends on hurry. You are allowed to let moments pass. Calm settles when the mind loosens. Healing completes what rushing breaks. You don't need to improve tonight. Peace grows where acceptance lives. You are allowed to rest without plans. Calm is clarity that waited. Healing happens when you stay. You don't need to control the now. Let stillness teach you. Peace becomes natural with repetition. You are allowed to pause without guilt. Calm feels ordinary once it's real. Healing is quiet consistency. You don't need to earn rest. Peace settles when resistance fades. You are allowed to stop striving. Calm returns when you listen inward. Healing prefers patience to force. Nothing is asking you to rush. You are allowed to choose softness today. Calm invites the body to exhale. Healing deepens when judgment ends. You don't need to fix the moment. Peace lives where pressure leaves. You are allowed to let go now. Calm is strength without noise. Healing unfolds without effort. You don't need certainty to rest. Let the mind unclench. Peace arrives when you stop pushing life. You are allowed to rest into yourself. Calm builds trust slowly. Healing feels safe before it feels clear. You don't need to rush becoming. Peace grows in simple moments. You are allowed to be still. Calm settles when expectations drop. Healing is staying present gently. Nothing essential is urgent. You are allowed to stop rehearsing worries. Calm restores what stress distorts. Healing is letting the moment be enough. You don't need to carry the future tonight. Peace lives in repeated softness. You are allowed to rest deeply. Calm is the body trusting again. Healing does not rush itself. You don't need to hurry relief. Let this breath be sufficient. Peace arrives when effort ends. You are allowed to stop proving your worth. Calm is patience made visible. Healing happens in safe spaces. You don't need to push through everything. Peace grows where self-kindness stays. You are allowed to pause completely. Calm becomes familiar with care. Healing is not loud. Nothing important is being missed. You are allowed to let the day end. Calm settles when you stop forcing clarity. Healing grows when pressure leaves. You don't need to rush the night. Peace lives where acceptance rests. You are allowed to choose calm again. Calm is trust practiced daily. Healing unfolds naturally. You don't need to carry everything. Let ease be enough. Peace arrives when resistance softens. You are allowed to stop holding tension. Calm invites perspective gently. Healing is allowing yourself to stay. You don't need to be strong right now. Peace grows in unhurried moments. You are allowed to rest without explanation. Calm returns when you breathe honestly. Healing is presence without pressure. Nothing essential demands urgency. You are allowed to slow fully. Calm is alignment without struggle. Healing prefers gentleness. You don't need to rush peace. Peace settles when effort releases. You are allowed to stop fixing tonight. Calm becomes home over time. Healing completes itself quietly. You don't need to hurry life. Let stillness arrive. Peace arrives when you let go now. You are allowed to rest into the moment. Calm is clarity without effort. Healing grows where kindness leads. You don't need to carry the noise. Peace lives in the pause. You are allowed to stop pushing forward. Calm returns when you choose it softly. Healing is staying with yourself. And tonight, being here is enough.